And we are back now with another part of my Let's Play Lucifer's Call, where I shall now be searching for my missing friends, who don't seem to be the type to return to the place where we all met up in the first place, and also try and find a way out of this hospital, because I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick and tired of being in here. Slight transition cut there, because that was originally the tail end of the last part, which I had to cut for time constraints. Here you can see the map, and although I had explored the branching off corridors on the upper floor, they have now become hidden to me because the location has in fact sort of changed. However, you saw in the basement there all the bits which I had explored. It didn't show the healing room because this is actually the original save file, and so on that one I hadn't gone there after we entered the new world, so to speak. So at this point, even though we've entered the demon realm and the world has become a giant donut, to put it bluntly, and you can actually see the landmass above you as you're going around. Well, you would if it would actually have the camera perspective from that. But at this point we would normally be dealing with random encounters, but until we meet up with the first recruit to our team, it will just continue to remain inactive until we meet them, just to make it so it's not too difficult, because otherwise we would have most probably got jumped and killed before we even got there. So I'm going to take this time to just go into the little side rooms of the hospital, fail at walking through a door, just to see what is there and get the items in them. Still working out how to pronounce that. Anyway, at this point there isn't really much you can do other than head to the annex, at which point we are going to meet up with our newest teammate, who is actually quite a bit of a powerhouse when she levels up, and will prove useful for many demonic fusionings, which I will go into when we actually get to a Cathedral of Shadows. You look flabby and weak. Considering this character looks to be more skin and bones than anything, I wouldn't exactly consider that flabby. Right, at this point, just a quick covering of the party system. When you get demons through talking to them in the actual battle, they will initially start in the stock bit, which is just backup, not actually summoned to the field, so you will need to actually summon them to your team. Pixie, however, because she's a story component, does actually immediately go into your party. And she also is very useful because she's got a lightning spell and a healing spell, which, as you saw, I used to heal myself from the ass kicking I took in the unknown location. No, I want to walk away and reveal the fact this was a trap. Alright, and as you can see, the main character has picked up a new ability from leveling up. He has learnt Lunge, and as you can also see, the cost for using it is actually your own life points, which, although it is a strong attack, I'm not going to waste it this time because, well, there is no need, I'll easily be able to defeat them. We also see here that Pixie has an attack which is, well, strong against these creatures, but as I commented in the last video, these guys are weak to pretty much all magic. And so with that I am able to get an extra turn, which I can then just punch another one. I dodged it without moving a muscle. The main character is super strong. Also here, although I don't pause to cover it, see how he's just frozen in place and has sparks crossing his body. He is actually paralysed, and all hits until the start of his next turn, where it wears off, or it may not wear off, there is a chance it will continue, you will actually get guaranteed critical hits on physical attacks. So if you got a full party, that's quite a lot of attacks, considering each one would only use half an action. And now you can see that the random encounter marker around the minimap has actually changed colour to yellow, as blue is only used in places where there is physically no chance of being attacked. Yellow indicates you're still quite a while from being attacked, orange, a bit closer, red, you're going to get attacked within the next 3 steps. And now it's time to see just what this big scary demon that ghost was talking about. Well, if I don't walk the wrong way, that is. Yep, Fornius is our first boss, and the giant stingray wearing a crown. You can't really see him that well here, even though he does fly across the window, mainly because I'm impatient and I forgot to stand around. This demon here, which looks like a sentient mop, to put it bluntly, he gives you the information on the battling system and how to have a good future full of winning and defeating your opponents, or a bad future of getting your ass kicked and being useless. Right, and just looking back at the map here, you can see a bit of location which I didn't explore in the first section. The other passage next to the annex doesn't lead anywhere, but there is an item crate which I forgot to pick up, and the little line there is just where the elevator would kick you out, so again, nothing majorly important. And the annex side which I'm in, it has a branch off to the left and a branch off to the right, but I'm only going to take the one route. The other side is an exact mirror. And just also to point out, Atlas brand soft drink machine. Self-plug by the company. Right, time to get into recruitment mode. As I mentioned before, you cannot recruit a person if another one of their type is in the battle with them. You have to defeat the first one. Although I do make the point, why would they want to join you when you just killed their friend? And here we go into the cost part of it. Each creature will generally ask you for something. It could be from draining your health to a bit of money to asking for quite decent items. This one's just asking to drain my health, which is fortunate because I got plenty of that to spare and I got plenty of healing items. However, some of them will just completely rip you off, and then to add salt to the wound, they won't even join you. They'll just go, yep, thanks for the gift, bye. Also, to warn you, when battling creatures and converting them to your team, you will not get experience for the person you talk to if they leave the battle. Meaning, if you end up talking to someone at the start of the battle, that is 0 experience. Or doing that, like I did, defeat the other creatures and then talk to them, you'll only get experience for the ones you didn't talk to. And here we get someone reiterating the point that's been made several times before. Make allies to defeat the bosses. Right, I could use Pixie's healing ability here, but I decided on using a potion, mainly because I couldn't remember off the top of my head where the next healing point was, and I think it was quite a distance away, and I wanted to make sure Pixie had enough mana just in case we ended up coming across anything strong. And as you saw there, I summoned Kodama to the active party. Yeah, that was just slightly depressing. Let's leave this room and never mention it again. All it does prove is that there are child ghosts here, but that makes sense considering it's the end of the world and we're in a hospital which was run by a psychotic cult. I will stop tripping over my words. I will stop. Right, and now we're against 2 Kodamas and the Will-O-Wisps, which, well, to put it bluntly, the Wisps will die at the drop of a hat. You cannot talk to them and convert them except in really special circumstances where they try and talk to you. Mainly because they don't understand you at all. That was a bit of a mistake on my part. Generally avoid using the magic abilities of a type of creature against it because they're generally resistant or immune to it. And here I'm just going to talk to this one just to show what happens when you talk to someone who you've got an equivalent in your party or in your stock. They also see them, because you are able to summon and dismiss creatures in the middle of the battle, and so it allows a bit more flexibility with the combat. Anyway, this is almost the end of the part, so I shall see you in the next one where we continue the Let's Play.